Okay, shooting on film was just a vibe. How's it going, everyone? Hope all is well. So today we're going to be speaking about shooting on film, like my whole experience in regards to the video that I posted up before. I'll put the link below. You know, how and why I got into shooting on film and what my experience was like. So years back when I first started, back in like 2013, 2014, I spoke to this DP and he was like, dude, don't shoot on film. Don't even think about shooting on film because it's just too expensive. And I was like, whoa, okay. It's a bit of a put off. And back then I kind of didn't value film anyways. I was a bit like, yeah, I'd like to, but you know, if I don't, it's not a big deal. It doesn't really bother me if I don't ever shoot on film. But yeah, anyways, so now years down the line, I'm just really interested shooting on film. I've heard a lot about it. So I've done a bit of research and whatnot, and I've picked up this camera for about £400. And honestly, for the first like 2-3 months, I was just so scared, like thinking I might mess something up. So I wouldn't even like load the film in. The film was about 40 quid I got off eBay. That was my biggest issue. So I called, you know, my mate over, Tom, he's a DP from Leicester, and I just told him straight, I was like, dude, listen, I'm just so nervous about like loading film, you know, into this camera. Could you help me out and whatnot? So Tom came round and he kind of just helped me, you know, load the film into the camera. And yeah, we got cracking from there. We went and picked up my boy Aaron from his, and he filmed those bits because I was just like, since you've helped me out, you might as well shoot the first like X amount on it anyways. So yeah, so then we went to go and grab something to eat, and then I took over, started filming a bit and whatnot. And honestly, the feeling that you get when you shoot on film is just insane. Like you could hear all, like you could hear the bits moving inside, and you could hear the film, and it's like, wow, this is insane. Like the sound that you can hear when the film's moving inside, it just feels like, wow, like this is special. This is like so beautiful. I've shot like on digital all my life, so I kind of missed that whole shooting on film thing. So for me, it's a massive experience, like such a crazy experience. Like say for example, I've got the Komodo right here. When I'm shooting on that, I can just hear fans, you know what I mean? It's okay, you know what I mean? I'm used to that, like with cinema cameras anyways. But shooting on film, it's like, wow, like I don't mind this being loud because you kind of enjoy it, you know, it's cool. I think to shoot like a narrative with this, like with dialogues and whatnot, yeah, I'd be a bit frustrated. But I suppose you could just, you know, get everything after, like sound wise, you can just ADR that. My whole experience shooting on this camera was just insane. It was beautiful, like I said before, and I just feel like I'd love to shoot more, but it's just a massive cost. Like it cost me roughly about £100 to get the film, to develop it, to scan it. You know what I mean? Like it's not easy, and for some people I kind of get. They'll probably just be like, nah, it's not for me. You know, cool, that's fine. But for me, I'm like, for certain projects, I'm shooting on film. You know what I mean? The morning, Tom helped me out. Was there for a few hours, and that was cool. But I ended up going to a concert the same night, and I was like, sorry, I'm taking my camera with me, I'm excited, let me just shoot some stuff. So I spoke to the organiser, Prash, and he was like, dude, do whatever you need to do. And I did mention to him, I was like, you probably won't get anything out of this if the footage like turns out like rubbish. But yeah, he was cool with it, you know, he was like, do whatever you need to do. Luckily, the footage came out pretty cool, it was decent. I was a bit worried about some of the highlights being overexposed, because when like the sparklers were coming up, I was a bit like, whoa, like that whole clip is just going to be trash, you know what I mean? But it turned out alright, you know, it's cool. And I kind of realised that, whoa, like film is different, because if I was shooting on digital at that point, on like majority of my cameras, the highlights probably would have blown. But yeah, that it's really interesting. Luckily the lens that I was using, it's got like a 1.9 t-stop, so that, yeah, kind of got away with that. Okay, the weather is like banging, you know what I mean? Don't get much like sun in the UK, and if you do, it's just too cold anyway, so just taking it all in. But this is needed. It's probably got a lot of sugars in there, but okay. So shooting on film is obviously it's a different experience anyways, you know, compared to shooting on digital. But I think going out there and knowing that you've only got a limited amount of film, so every shot needs to mean something. It feels different, it feels unique, it feels like every shot I'm taking, I need to plan it, I need to kind of like, I can't just wing it, you know what I mean? And that changes your mindset. Now I'm filming on digital, it's definitely changed my mindset, like in the last 6 months anyways, or 6-7 months, whatever it's been. So yeah, it definitely does make you, personally I think it makes you a better, you know, filmmaker. If you shoot on film, you just value it more, you know, you appreciate every shot a bit more, and you take your time on it, you know, you focus more. But yeah, that's what I think anyways. Okay, so now let's speak a little bit about the camera. The K3 was released in the 1980s. It was a Russian camera, and it was made purely to go against the Bolex H16 camera. And right now you can pick this camera up for like £350 to £500. It all depends on like what you get with it. My camera I got for £400. It came with a few filters and whatnot and a zoom lens. Okay, so now we're at the end of the video. So my conclusion, this camera like is just insane. The lens is beautiful, you know, even like this whole zoom. It's just, yeah, I enjoyed it. You know, it's not an everyday thing. You can't do this every day, but it's unique. You have to plan a lot more. You know, there are quite a few cons, you know, compared to digital. Like digital is amazing, but this is like something special. So yeah, I think overall I enjoyed it. It was nice. Would I do it again? Yes, I would. Should you do it? It just completely depends on what you want. You know, do you want to experience like shooting on this, shooting on actual film, or are you just happy shooting on digital, which is fine. You know, digital, let's be honest, is the way forward. Everyone shoots on digital these days. But yeah, it's just, you know, it depends on what you want, what's good for you. If you can afford to spend like £100 on 2.5 minutes, or, you know, the £100 is the cheap end. You know, you can't get it any cheaper than £100. Well, I couldn't anyways. But yeah, man, like if you can do it, do it. It's an experience, it's a vibe, it's unique, and you know, I'm sure you'll enjoy it. But just, you know, just plan. That's the only thing I'd say. Just plan ahead and just go have some fun, man. And that's the end of this video. Thank you so much for being a part of my journey. You know, my first time ever shooting on film. It's been a crazy, crazy journey. But thank you for being a part of it, and I'll see you guys soon. Sweet.